again. Let's see if it acts right. Awesome. Okay. So I restarted that, and it's funny because I'm on my phone. That's the thing about it. So yeah. So there we go. All right. So appreciate y'all all being here. Hello. How you doing? All right. And hello, Michelle. Yes, Michelle Crochet. She's over there. She's moderating for me on YouTube. You guys, I see you. You see me? Finally. My YouTube didn't start correctly, so I had to restart it, guys. So that's what I was just doing. I apologize for that, but you guys know I co-stream. So if you're not following me, um, as of yet, it's Dr. Lisa Launch Your Income over on YouTube. And then my moderator is Yes, Michelle Crochets. So you can see that she's over there. She can't stay long, but if you want to catch her, you can go over there and catch her. She is awesome. She is keeping me straight. She is helping me understand how to navigate this platform. I tell you all the time, you want to make sure you have the right people supporting your journey. That's it. I'm really big on mentorship. And so you want to make sure you got the right people always by your side. And so, yes, Michelle, she got me. She got my back. So I appreciate it. You said I'm booked and busy today. I love it. That's a good thing, friend. And so she had my back. She's like, "Hey, Dr. Lisa, you need to restart that YouTube." So I appreciate you all coming in. Thank you so much. I apologize. I had to do I had some technical difficulties this morning, so had to manage through that. And thank you all who are coming in. I appreciate you all coming in. You guys were getting your daily heart meet. Y'all was connected. That's what this is all about. This is our growth season. So you want to make sure that you are being intentional about growing. How you doing, Glow? How are you, friend? And you guys are coming in and connecting. I appreciate it. So what we're going to do, we're going to tap the screen. We're going to share out the live. We are going to make sure we are intentionally growing the room and getting more friends in the room. That's part of what you want to do. So everything I share here are tips that you want to take to your room, okay? What I want you to do is be intentional about letting people know how to engage, okay? So you want to be intentional about that engagement strategy, particularly in the beginning of your live as people are coming in, connecting. And if you are new to my room, put new in the chat. And then always say, if you are not new to my room, put that you are not new and your live host schedule, that you go live, what time you go live, what time zone, and what's your topic, okay? Carolyn, thank you so much, friend. How are you? I see the sub stickers. Yes, Miss Darlene, let's tap, tap, tap. You enjoyed the live yesterday? Thank you so much. Let me know. Okay, so we're going to do a little deeper. So we're going to talk through that because I want to make sure those who wasn't able to attend, I can give a little recap to that, as well as if you weren't attending, what did you think? I really want to know from the room, because at the end of the day, I'm 100% transparent. I tell you guys what's on my mind, what are my thoughts, how do I feel about things, and I like what I heard. I'm truly intrigued. And so it's one of those things, like for me, you guys know, I said I love Dish. You taught me so much about TikTok Shop Affiliate. Thank you so much, friend. I appreciate that. And so I want to make sure I'm doing and delivering the right information. Look at you, subscriber. How you doing, friend? Thank you so much for subscribing. I appreciate your glow. Thank you so much. Um, and so what I want to make sure is that you guys are getting the best information for you. Okay. This is not about, doing whatever I tell you to do. It's about you doing what you can do, what's best for you. And if you're thinking about being in this space, when I think about this space, I'm saying digital marketing as a whole, because what we talked about with the TikTok Shop affiliate program, that's digital marketing. You become an affiliate for those sellers. And then she was talking about Jess, I said, Jess for Live Legion, she was talking about getting brand deals, which is another form of digital marketing. So I talk about it in terms of, okay, here's what you can do and the different ways to make income. And so live streaming is a way to do it, because you get to connect with your audience. You get to connect with your right audience in particular. And then doing TikTok Shop and being an affiliate, that's a way to make passive income. I say passive, it actually can be really, really good primary income if you do it right. And then working with brands and promoting their products and being what's called a user generated content, UGC. That's a whole nother facet. So just really being intentional about what you're doing here, and it's space for all of us. I do not promote that only certain people can do this, or you got to look a certain way or act a certain way. That is not true. That is not true. You said you love your guest advice, all the things I didn't know about with agencies, etc. Yes, yes. I'll recap for some of you. I shared it about 5 times. Thank you so much. Yesterday, 4 p.m. was lit. Oh, that's sweet. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Let me know. Okay, so I'm going to recap for those who were not here. If you were here, feel free to give your guidance and advice. I appreciate you for coming yesterday. You said recap, please, Dr. Dr. Peg said recap. I said I was going to do shoppable video and do it both TikTok Shop Affiliate and Live at the same time. That's it. And that's what the agency is all about, is coaching you and supporting you with your live stream as a TikTok Shop Affiliate, as well as doing your shoppable content, your shoppable videos. So recap, engage, and thank you all. I appreciate all of you who are coming in. Thank you so much. Good morning, Miss Shay. So really quick, I'm going to do a quick recap for you all too, because the reality is that was something I did, and that was kind of new for me. Don't get me wrong. I've had people come up and ask questions and engage in that way, but that was really kind of a feature, if you really think about it, in the sense of, Dr. like your own live. Oh, how do I like it? How do I like it? I don't know if I can do it from studio. How do I like it? I don't know how to like it. Isn't that bad? I know how to heart it. I can see hearts, but I can't see likes. I don't want to press nothing because I think I'm going to go out of it. I would have to go from my phone, so I would have to go out of this. I can't do it. Darn it. I'm going to have to use my I don't have the tablet up here for my son's tablet. That's the only way I could have done it. Okay. I'll figure that out next time. I'll go back and like it, definitely. That I definitely will do. Jane Lofos, how you doing, friend? Come on in. So what we did yesterday, and we'll get some more people in the room, was that it was somewhat of a premiere in which that I had a guest. Her name is Jessica. She's with Live Legion Agency. We recapped and talked about agencies quite a bit. And so her agency is a new agency, brand new. I mean, like I said, I have to go back and see when she officially launched. I want to say she launched just in the month of April. I mean, it's that new. And so what she's doing is offering coaching support to help you in terms of doing TikTok Shop in particular, when it comes to TikTok Shop Lives as well as shoppable videos. And so what I understood, and this was the major takeaway, was that TikTok is investing a lot into TikTok Shop. Okay, they're trying to build out, and we all know this. I mean, we've seen TikTok Shop and all the different shoppable videos that come through our feed. We see that they are trying to probably compete a little bit with the Zon. There's no mistaking that is becoming its own place for people to go and connect and buy products. And so they're trying to really build that out. Well, the way to build that out is that they're making this a platform for creators and live hosts. When you think about doing shoppable lives, creators to come here, promote products, get a commission, and do well doing that through your shoppable content, but also through your live streams. And it sounds as if they're trying to really promote the opportunity for you to come live and do it almost as if you're doing a QVC format, where you're showing different products and you're talking to your audience in an intentional way. Okay. Really quickly, I'm going to recap some more. Let me pin this flash goal, because the flash goal, like I said, it's another way to activate the room. So if you don't mind, take a minute and send a rose. The flash goal is a rose right now. 7 roses, 7 people, 7 roses. Thank you so much. And those who are new for me, oh, okay, yes, yep, la la. And so those who are new for me, if you're new to my room, let me know. Um, let me know if you're new. We're going to talk through supporting you because this is my Level Up Live. So this live, we started to say do the 10 o'clock live, but I did 4 for yesterday's conversation because there's a combination of new people and my returners. And so I wanted to make sure as many people as possible was able to connect. How you doing, Active Avenue Apparel? I appreciate your friend. Thank you so much. I love it. How are you? Let me know, Sugar, you're new as well. Hi, I am new. I'm new. I'm new. I appreciate you all joining. Anybody else who's new in the room? And so let me know if you're going live because that's what this live is about. I want to help you go live. We're going to talk about going live, but also monetizing your expertise. What I was just recapping was something I did yesterday. And so we're going to talk about going live and other ways you can monetize. And TikTok Shop is one of the ways here on the app. So we'll talk about that as well. And thank you all. If you are on my YouTube channel, I appreciate you coming through. Oh, yes, Michelle, you came into the room. How you doing, friend? Yes, Michelle Crochet's in the room as well. How you doing, Miss TT? And Marilyn, I see you high, flying high. I see your friend. Thank you so much. You, Miss TT, you reached level 6 as well. I'm ready to go live. Are you ready? Really? Okay. So have you done it? Have you pushed the go live button? Let me know if you've gone live before, friend. I've learned so much from her room. Thank you so much. And yes, Michelle, she came in to get her points. She is my YouTube moderator. If you want to grab her, I'm just going to tell you right now, she is a person you might want to connect with because she is going to help you in terms of your go live journey and understanding YouTube. I tell people all the time, you said, I've gone live. Have you, Glow? How did it go for you, friend? How did it go? And you said, nope, you haven't gone live yet. Oh, I appreciate that. Cornelia, thank you so much. I appreciate you, friend. Go live daily, sometimes twice a day. There we go. That's it. Go live, yes. With YouTube, really quickly, I tell people that's the long game. You think YouTube is a marathon, it's not a sprint. TikTok, I say TikTok can be a sprint. Don't get me wrong, it can be a sprint, but it's like a middle distance. That's what I consider it. It's like a middle distance race. So as you do it and you do it consistently, you will monetize, you will grow, you will get better. That's the reality here. As you come live and you're talking to your audience, you become more fluid, you become more comfortable with the camera, you are able to do all the things. So don't get me wrong. This is a place to learn, earn, and grow here. Okay. This is what you can do. Okay. Make money with live and sales of my own digital products. 8,500, 8,400 in April. Ooh, look at you. Look at you, friend. You said I'm out. Yes, Michelle, how are you, friend? That's it. That's it. Seriously, 3 times a day. Look at you. You guys are doing it. I'm back, swept away. How you doing? Hello, everyone. Running. I appreciate you, Michelle. And so, Dr. Peg, you know what I know. You know what I know. I'm trying to not get restricted visibility this week. I'm trying not to get restricted visibility this past week. What you mean, friend? What happened? Let me know what happened. That was inspiration enough. It is. It is. Seriously. Seriously. And that's what this is all about. And so that's it. What happened, Dr. Peg? They've been saying fake engagement. Oh, okay. And I, what I shared with you before was that whole scoop, follow. You guys got to be careful with that. I sincerely think that is a problem. When you use that language, is becoming a problem. So you got to make sure whoever's doing that, block. You got to mute and block them. I mean, that's the thing about it. If they're doing that to your room, then that is triggering TikTok to say, okay, there's too much happening that is not appropriate. Okay. In terms of TikTok guidelines for connecting with people and growing your room. So you got to make sure when you follow somebody, you say, hello, friend, how are you? Good morning. Nice to meet you and engage with you. So use those type of words. Engagement is a great word. It's a great word because TikTok sees that as authentic. Okay. The scoop and follow and I try to avoid connect too. Dee, thank you so much for being here. I see you over here. Thank you, my friend. And so I have to ask a question. What's your question, Glow? Let me know what your question is. I keep it short yesterday so they wouldn't restrict me. Oh, so there were certain words you can't say. Yes, you got to be careful with the whole scoop and follow because that comes from the grow room culture. Like I said, I'm a learn room. So that comes from those rooms. So they aren't supposed to say that. No, you're not supposed to say that. You want to avoid those type of words. Yes. Mute and block is especially no bio photo name. Well, you don't. Well, you might be going a little overboard, Dr. Peg, but I mean, yes, if that's how you want to run your room. There are people, so I'm a new room. I'm from the beginner, so beginners sometimes don't know that they need a bio. They skip that part, and then other people are private. That's the other thing you got to keep in mind. But the whole username and all that stuff, there are some people who come into the app and don't realize that they need to optimize their profile. So I teach you that here because I don't want you to get in trouble with TikTok, and I want you to make sure your page is optimized. I went in a room and the moderator made you give her a heart or you had to leave. Ooh. So I don't subscribe to that, but here's why that is done. Now let me tell you why you want to encourage people to get the daily heart me or either follow you. So I'm going to explain that because that's part of the monetization. Now, I would not have done that. I don't agree with that. I think you need to educate your community so that they know how to properly engage. And if people don't know, then that's fine. When you do the daily heart me, you have to have coins on your account too. So you want to make sure people understand the value of having coins when they come to a live. So that to me is a little extreme because everybody, I mean, you want to give people agency. And if they're coming to your live, the reality is you do want to educate them on how to properly support. Thank you so much, Alicia. Alicia, I see your friend. You said, I'm not playing. I see you not playing, friend. That made my head turn. Yeah, 8,400. Yeah, yeah. You can do that. I'm just going to say out loud, it can be done. Okay. It can be done. So we're gonna talk about that because that's the point of this live. We're gonna talk about how you can get to the point where you are going live. You are talking to your audience. You are talking to the right audience, your target audience, not just everybody. You are being very specific about what you're offering, and you are offering them a solution because if you know their pain points, if you know the psychographic, if you know your demographic, you can talk to them and say, here's what you need. And they say, oh, I know, like, and trust you. And I agree. I do need that. Okay. So that's how that goes. That's what I teach. That's essentially what I'm teaching you all. I wanted to, and so I'm going to explain about engagement though, too. They messing me up. Laugh. Yes, friend. TikTok. Well, like I said, you're gonna have to reboot your algorithm too in terms of getting the right people in your room, and you're probably gonna have to rethink how you let people engage in your room. So you might have to rethink that strategy. That's the other thing. You said, I'm ready to get it. That's amazing. Yes. Yes, you're right. Yeah. You're going to have to rethink that strategy. He called them, cockroaches. Oh, he was bad. I've been educating. So not sure why TikTok was. Yeah, it's something happening in your room that TikTok is not liking. Thank you for your live yesterday. It was so helpful. Thank you so much. We're going to recap, friend. Good morning. I gave them once with no bio photo and name none look suspicious. Okay, gotcha. Okay. So yeah. So let me just recap. That's mean, cockroaches. Yeah, that is mean. Let me unpack that a little bit because I just want to make sure you all know what to expect. Some people just play loud music and tap tap tap. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Some people are engaging like that, and you know what you get when you go into those rooms. I have a solution digital product to solve problems and meet needs. Yeah, that's it. That's exactly what you want to offer. That's the goal. That's what we're talking about here. If you want to do this, then you want to be intentional about how do you offer a solution? How do you offer a solution that is right for your audience? How do you message that? That's this level up conversation. I told you my 4 p.m. is my newbies, my people who are trying to figure out, trying to be in front of the camera, being nervous. This one, we're talking about strategies. We're talking about solutions. We're talking about how to do it exactly. That's it. So really quickly, let me unpack the cockroaches real quick because that was mean and that's heartless and thoughtless in terms of a live host. So you want to make sure. So first of all, what I teach is that you want to make sure you have the right people in the room. So if you are talking to everybody, I say it all the time, you are talking to nobody. So if your room is based on growing and building community and people are coming in your room for that, then you need to make sure they understand the etiquette. That's the first thing. Now, do you kick people out? Do you call them cockroaches? Do all this other stuff? No, no, absolutely not. And I will say that to any live host. That's not how you work your room. That's not going to build you. That's not going to get you community. That's going to actually alienate people because there's a lot of people who come on this app constantly that are brand new. I tell the story all the time. If I went to someone's room, and to this day I don't go back to her room. Went to her room and I sent a rose, but she wanted some other item because she had a campaign going on. Now I didn't know that etiquette. I was like, oh, well, let me just send because TikTok gives you a message to say send a rose. So I sent the rose. And I was like, okay, TikTok told me what to do. And I did exactly that. But that wasn't what she wanted me to do. And so what I say is that you got to educate your community. It would have been all the same if she said, here's how you send this other gift. I want you to go into the gift box. I want you to hit exclusive gift. I then want you to go and send that gift because the campaign says that's the gift that we need to send right now. I would have appreciated that message. I would have received that. And so that's the education that needs to happen. Yes, we're not entitled to anything. We're grateful and we teach. That's it. That is exactly it. Good morning. That's it. And so if you sit in a space of saying, okay, everybody in my room, right now, there's 42 people sitting in here. TikTok just said that 519 people have come through this room at some point, whether they tapped to come into the room or they were swiping past or they actually entered the room and left. And if I was treating people disrespectfully and treating people as if they should know what they should know, then that would essentially alienate a lot of people because there's a lot of people who don't know how to engage. So I tell you, if you want engagement in your room, you got to spend the time educating people and teaching them how to properly engage. And I know it can be annoying over time because you're going to repeat yourself quite a bit. But at the same time, that's how you build community. How you doing, Happy? I see your friend. It's okay to reiterate anything we learn in in our own rooms. Yes. Absolutely. Each one teach one. Okay. I stole that model, but that is appropriate for this space because at the end of the day, we are all growing. We are all learning. So I don't say, oh, don't take Dr. Lisa's words. Don't repeat what no, you absolutely should. You absolutely should. That's what this is about. Thank you so much, Anointing. You came to say hello. How you doing, Big Red? I appreciate you. Living says, good morning. Happy Sunday, everyone. Yes, yes, that's it. Dr. Ben, how are you being restricted? She's getting a notice from TikTok. I'm gonna let Dr. Peg put it, but she's getting a notice from TikTok of fake engagement. Where does it show how many people came into the room? When you swipe to the right, swipe towards the left or hit that little house under the power button, that gives you your real-time performance. It tells you how long you've been live. It tells you how many new followers you've gotten, how many diamonds you received. It tells you everything. So that's what you get, and it tells you how many people have come in the room. Yep. And so really quickly, that particular, let me say in terms of that particular live host, what the logic was. And I'm just going to try to understand their logic. Some of these rooms say the same thing over and over, but doesn't really teach. Yes, that's it. TikTok called it fake engagement when I focused last week on teaching how to engage specifically. I think it was the engagement that was happening in your room. I think it was the engagement. It was how engagement was happening in your room. So I don't know if it was necessarily the words you were saying, but I think it was what people were doing. I got the impression people were talking about scoop and they were like, it was like spamming type behavior. But I might be wrong. The other thing I will say always, and honestly, y'all, this is what I do 100% of the time. I turn on my content disclosure 100% of the time. Turn on my content disclosure. If I'm saying something that is related to my brand, related to my topic, what I'm talking about, and maybe it's some to be said about other social media platforms. I talk about YouTube, I talk about Instagram. And so because of that, maybe tapping too fast, just one person saying scoop, gotcha. Tapping too fast and saying, okay, maybe, yeah, yeah. Yeah, turn on that content disclosure. So you're right. So maybe it was the behavior. So are you using a tapper? I don't use a tapper. I don't. I mean, I thought about it, and honestly, I just haven't purchased it. I think that's the thing about it. And then I was like, oh, do I want to purchase it? Because it becomes another thing I have to kind of manage. I'm really what is a tapper? A tapper is the if you go to the TikTok shop, you'll see it. But essentially, it's the ability. It's like a little device that taps your screen for you. Yeah, so I don't do that. I do tap my own screen periodically throughout the live. So I'll tap now. I encourage other people to tap. I do that, but I'm not fiercely tapping the whole time. Make sure people are not using certain words in your room too. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, what people are saying matters to your room. Yeah. Set a tapper for three at three or less. Okay. Lori says set it for three or less. Thank you for saying that. Because like I said, I haven't purchased. So I think I said I was going to do it. What's happened is that, I co-stream on YouTube. So that's on my laptop. I was using my son's tablet originally. So I was thinking like maybe I might bring his tablet back and then go into my other account and use that for the tapping. But I just haven't set up that whole system yet. Just wanted to drop in and send some love. Good morning. Blessings. Thank you so much, Trisha. I appreciate your friend. Thank you. I appreciate it. I didn't know you can tap your own screen on your live. I learned so much here. You're welcome. Yes, I got you. I got you. I need tapping until my finger gets numb. So let me recap. Let me say something about that other live host. Here's what happens. And this is just the reality of when you go live. And people coming and going out of your room. You want to have people engage. You want engagement because that helps the live get activated and people are coming in. They're coming to learn. They're coming to connect. Again, I don't know what that room is about. I'm assuming it sounded as if it was maybe a grow room where people are coming specifically to get follows and boost their numbers. I didn't know that someone actually told me not to tap my own live. Yes, you can. Your taps count. You don't want to overdo it, but you can tap your live. TikTok, I've been saying to do this for 4 months now. And I've been doing it for 4 months and have not gotten in trouble. Morning from Chicago. Hello, cousin. I am from Chicago as well. How you doing, Spice? I'm originally from Chicago. I live in Orlando. But yes, that's my hometown. Thank you so much. Yes, understand, engage. Yeah. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. How you doing, Spice? And so tapping your screen is fine. That particular live host, not to explain somebody's bad behavior, because that is inexcusable to call people names or say you got to get out. You have to get out of their room. But I know as people grow in their rankings and as people are trying to grow their community, there are some things that they do to make sure everybody, they have teams essentially. And so everybody is working accordingly for the team, for the betterment of the team. That's essentially what's happening. When you click the daily heart me, that is for the team. Now, when it comes to as a live host, the way you monetize, y'all know I've shown this multiple times where I do the green screen and I show and break down the way you can monetize on this app. As a matter of fact, let me do it real quick because I want to make sure you guys understand the mindset of certain people. Okay. And the mindset of certain people, and as a live host, somewhat the mindset you need to have, because at the end of the day, you want to know how to grow and how to get more diamonds and how to monetize. Now, do you practice things that are disrespectful and rude to do that? Absolutely not. I've never taught that. I don't talk about that. That is not me. I will never do that. And I don't agree with you doing it. So you will not go out in these streets and say, Dr. Lisa told me to call people cockroaches. I don't agree with y'all doing that. So at the end of the day, though, you do need to understand the metrics. Okay. I tap 890 in one live and my account is in good standing. There we go. Look at you. So I'm going to show the scale live rewards, and I'm going to break it down because I want you all to understand how to engage. My TT model is to be kind and gentle. That's it. That's it. People are doing this out of the kindness of their heart. As a live host, you're doing it out of the kindness of your heart too. This just not to I want to recognize and uplift the fact that if you are coming live and you're doing this, it is something that you're doing and you're sharing a part of yourself to the world. Okay. Recognize that people come in your room to support you are also doing something very kind and generous because they don't have to. They can keep swiping. They can keep going. They can look elsewhere. So just recognize that this is a relationship. You guys hear me say that all the time. This is a relationship. It's a relationship between you, the viewers, and TikTok. This time is valuable on both parts. You as a live host and on your viewers. And so just recognize that when people come in, when you enter a room, and as a live host, when you hit that go live button, you are committing to this relationship. Okay. And so that's what I want you to understand too. So let me pull up the scale live rewards. It's gonna make me, I'm gonna have to look. I'm picking the effect. This is the effect. It's the effect where you have the green screen effect where the person has their hand raised. You see the little hand up in the sky. And so what will happen is that once I pull this effect up, it's going to be an image that's going to come from my camera roll. So it's an image I screenshot. It's in my camera roll. It's probably way up now. So I'm going to have to scroll and find it. But it's in my camera roll. And essentially, I'm going to shrink it with my fingers so you can see it. Okay. So that's what's about to happen. Give me a second. You guys will see my screen change. I have to scroll up. Okay. And I show this because, and it is blocking my face. Somebody came in. It's like, that image is blocking your face. I was like, I know, friend. It is blocking my face on purpose. Hello. Happy Sunday. You all who came in the room. I see your friends. Thank you. Do you immediately report trolls? Yes, I do. I do. I click. You can click report first if their trolling was obviously harassment or something that was really discriminatory. So you could do that. And then I click mute. So whatever they said is gone. And then I block them so they can't come back. So I do my initial hit is mute, and then I immediately hit block for trolls. So yeah, I get them out. I don't do trolls. So Sharon, thank you so much, friend. Me too. Exactly. Hello. Pretty days. Thank you so much, friends. Okay, so really quickly, scale live rewards. I'm going to talk about this because I want to break this down. And this is in relationship to someone who is, as you are thinking about how your room is paid out. Okay. And so the person who was disrespectful to people and saying, you got to get out my room, and you're blocking them or kicking them out the room because they're not doing what you need them to do. I say it's a teachable moment. Okay. You educate your community on how to properly engage. Maybe you have a board up that tells people what you need them to do. Something where you are spending time to help people understand the engagement process. Okay. And in turn, because of that, people will support you, or people will leave on their own because they don't want to participate. Or if they do stay, then again, if your room is available for people to come into, then some of that you just have to kind of accept. Okay. Unless they're being rude and disrespectful and trolling and stuff like that. But beyond that, then you gotta accept that people are coming in to get some information and learn from you. Hello, how you doing, friend? So really quickly, the scale live rewards, the first thing I want you to pay attention to, and you'll see it up here where it talks about per live. So you get 60%. The max you can make each live is 60%. I use the tap, broad tap, comment, share. Yep, the board to tap, comment, share. Yep, that's it. You can say that. Yep. And then I think there's even a sticker or an image that has the daily heart me. You can do that too. So per live, you get a payout. Okay. So that means that you are paying attention to how long you go live. Can I get a follower, follow new account? Sure. You got to make sure you engage though. So when it comes to per live, you want to pay attention to how long you go. The max you can get is 38% for 25 minutes or higher. So when I talk about this, I say you need to go live at least 30 minutes. That's my recommendation. So there's no misunderstanding. Okay. So that gets you 38%. So I told you the max you can earn is 40%. So now you got to figure out where that 2% is coming from. That 2% comes from how many new followers, new unique followers, see it there. How many new followers come into your room? Okay. And that is 2% if you get 5 or more. Okay. So you want to pay attention to people coming in your room, engaging in the new followers you get. And I told you can look at your real-time performance. If you hit the little house that's in the top corner or you swipe to the left, you can see your real-time analytics. So you can see how long you've been going live. Thank you so much, Allison. How long you've been going live and how many new followers you received in that time period. Okay. One of the things you want to keep in mind, the daily heartbeat, if they are new to your room, have never been in your room, and they click the daily heartbeat, they instantly follow you because they become part of your team. So somebody who wants people to do the daily heartbeat, I'm going to say that's one reason why you want them to do it. So I'm going to talk about the other reason in a second, but that's one reason why you can say, I want you to click the daily heartbeat for me. So that's part of a strategy, but you want to pay attention to per live. These are the things that you're paying attention to. How long you went live and how many new followers. So that'll get you your 40%. TikTok still takes 60. Okay. But that'll get you your 40%. How long you went live and how many new followers. So if you fall short and you're like, oh, I'm just going to go 30 minutes, but you only got four new followers or 3 new followers, you're not going to get the 2%. You're going to get the 1.5%. Okay. So I want to make sure I make that clear. The other thing you want to pay attention to is this weekly mission. So now I'm going to say, okay, that's per live. So if you only do 1 live, that's what you want to pay attention to. If you do 5 lives, 10 lives in a week, depending on how many times you go live, then that's what you want to pay attention to, that per live metric. The other metric that you're going to pay attention to is each week. There's weekly metrics. So let me click the screen and show you that too. Okay, give me 1 second. I have to go back to my, wrong image. That's my baby. You guys see that? I'm going to keep that there for a second. I clicked that image by accident, but that's my little guy. Me and my little guy. Hold on 1 second. I have to go back into my images. Oh, I went up too high. Okay. There we go. He's cool. Thank you so much. That's my 5-year-old. Thank you for being here. You said, oh, you guys are so sweet. I'm looking at, yes, that's me, and I'm taking pictures. You said, I'm glad to catch this. Now you're going live. Awesome. So precious. Yeah. So as you can tell, what I said earlier, so to pull up images, you're pulling them up from your camera roll. So this is a screenshot. So now we're looking at weekly missions, friends. How you doing, Auntie? How do you get these screens above? See, I just said it. So this is part of the effects, and it's the green screen effect where the person is holding their hand up. And this is an image that you click, and it comes from your camera roll. Hello, people. And so when I clicked my I clicked that image by accident. So that's how you saw the image of my little guy and me taking a picture together. And so how do you get to this page? This is an effect, and I took a screenshot of the Scale Live rewards. So this is just a screenshot I took. You guys have access to this. So this page it shows up in a couple different ways. You can even get to it in this live, because I think if you click the daily rankings up here, and then as you click that, and it's another screen that tells you monetization, and somehow you can get to this. So it's a couple clicks to get to it while you're in the live. But before you're live, where you put your title up, it's right there. It says Scale Live Rewards. And even before that, when you go on the Live Center homepage, it has Scale Live Rewards there for you as well. Yeah, so it's multiple places where you can see the Scale Live Rewards, the breakdown of it. You said how to see the information on the back end, the information on your back end. If you click while you're in your live, you hit that house right in the right corner. And if you scroll or swipe to the left, swipe your screen to the left, it'll show you real-time analytics. Okay. So yeah, you can see those, your real-time performance. That's what it's called. Thanks so much for all this information. You're welcome. Yes. Okay. Awesome. I haven't went live since I got in. Okay. I got your friend. You're going to go live. You know what to do. Awesome. Okay. So the other thing I want to talk about is the weekly mission. So I talked about per live. So per live, you can see where per live you can make, my sticker's probably in the way. I'm going to pull this down. Per live, you can make 40%. Okay. You can make 40%. And then weekly missions, you can make up to 13%. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, 13% is not realistic because your ranking has to be pretty high up, like in the A League, to get that 13%. That's first of all. Second of all, the average person is probably making around 49%. Okay. And I'm going to show you how that breaks down, or maybe 49 and a half. Okay. So I'm going to show you what happens per week. So think of this as another pot of money that's pooling up each week as you go live. How you doing, Mimi? Hey, friend. Happy 10K. I would cheer for you. I got the screen up right now, but I'm so happy for you, friend. Congratulations. Thanks for the information. I followed and got my daily. Thank you so much, friend. Okay, so the weekly missions. Now I want you to pay attention to, under the weekly missions, there's a couple metrics you're going to pay attention to. It's going to be per live, how many lives you do a week. So you're going to pay attention to here. So if you do one live, I see your friend. Thank you so much. You put it over the image. I love it. Thank you, Mimi. And so with your with each live you do, so if you only do one a week, you're going to make 6%. Okay. If you do 2 or more lives, you can make 8%. So now we got 8%. I told you the most you can get is 13 for the weekly missions. Remember that 13% up here. Okay. That was funny. It was funny. And then you have the content engagement. So again, I told you the daily heartbeat serves a purpose of new followers. If you're new to a room, you've never followed the person. If you click that daily heartbeat, that heart plus up here, you instantly follow the live host. Well, the other thing is that you want people to return to your live. So you want people who are part of what they call your team. Your team, you want people to come back. So if you get returners, your team members, to come back to your live and click that daily heartbeat, that increases your rewards as well. Okay. So if you get 10 or more people, between 10 and 100, you get 1%. If you get between 100 and 2,000, you get 1.5%. 2,000 or more, you get 2%. So I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not in the 2,000. So now we're talking about 1.5%. So that's 8%. If I go live more than 2 days, 8% and 1.5% is 9.5%. Okay, 9.5%. Friends, this is the Scale Live Rewards. This is available multiple places. It's available multiple places. It's a screenshot, essentially, the Scale Live Rewards, the breakdown. Before you go live, well, doing your live, I think I have to click it after I get off this. Maybe I'll click around. But if you click in the league, I think it's the league one, the one that's about to pop up. So I'm League C1. If you click that one, it'll show you your league. And I think if you press another option, it takes you to the Scale Live Rewards. There's a couple clicks. If you click the rankings, you can get to it. Before you go live, when you're putting the title of your live on, it says Scale Live Rewards right underneath that. If you click that, it takes you to the screen. And then if you go to your home screen for live, it talks about the Scale Live Rewards. If you click that, it shows you the screen. So there's multiple places you get it. Give me 1 second, Rosie. I'm gonna answer the league. I'm gonna answer in this next area actually. Percentage of what gifts, or does TikTok have a fund? Percentage of engagement. Remember, I told you, I just broke down new followers and how long you go live is factored into your rewards. So a percentage of your rewards. Rewards is based on engagement and gifts. That equation creates a diamond. Diamonds is what you're monetized based on. You get rewards for your diamonds. So think about the engagement in your room, new followers, people clicking the daily heartbeat, people who are watching your live, liking your live. All of that, people are collecting points. And then people who are gifting, you are getting diamonds from that. So it's an equation essentially. And the equation factors in per live, you get 40%. And then there's these weekly missions. These three things here will get you more percentages of your rewards. So the most you can get on any live percentage, they say it's 53%. I tell you it's actually less than that. It's more like 49, and I'm about to show you 49 and a half. So if you are the average person per week, this is a weekly thing. Week starts Monday to Sunday at midnight, we'll say. So the new week starts every Monday. So when you are going live, when you start that week off, you're starting to pull up, accumulate your weekly missions. That percentage is accumulating. That money is accumulating. So you'll see it. And so if you go live a couple times a week, then you're going to get 8% of whatever you've collected. Okay. And then TikTok says, okay, and let me be clear. TikTok takes their cut out. So what you see is what you're going to get. They've already taken their cut. Okay. So that's probably the best way to explain it. So don't think that it's going to get less. It's pretty much TikTok is saying, okay, here's your cut. They've already did the math and the calculation, and they show you your cut. They show you real time and a live. And then after your live, they'll show you how you've grown in your weekly missions pot. Okay. So when it comes to people coming back to your live and clicking that daily heart me, and that's growing. And if you are someone who is in the 2000s, and I don't know what that room was like, the room that was being disrespectful, that live host, if they're close to 2000, maybe in a weird twist of fate, they're saying, hey, I only want people who are going to come in and click my daily heart me, and that's going to get me closer to my 2%. And so maybe that was part of the logic. I'm not going to make excuses for somebody who's being rude, though. So at the end of the day, that's something you want to pay attention to. Okay. The league, creator league. So when you're in a league, there's several live hosts, especially your live hosts that are in the A league, as well as in some of the top B league people. They are focused intentionally on growth. They're focused on their growth. They're focused on their ranking. They are trying to grow. They do multiple things to build those ranking numbers. That's engagement in their room, how they talk in their room, how they ask people to support in their room. So a lot of that will motivate people to operate in ways that